Hey, all you groovy people, you're listening to Reparation Radio with your host, Morgan Matrix. Up next, we have our latest single, White Guilt by the Seasoned Sister. Give it a listen. If you're white and feeling bad about your racist mom and dad, all you gotta do is let your money say sorry for you. That was White Guilt by the Seasoned Sister. Call in and let us know what you think.
Oh, that was wonderful. Here, let me try. If you're black and can't pay your rent, and you think I'm gonna pay for it, I got one thing to tell to you. Take your ass to a job and pick an app or two. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the crowd goes wild. Oh, yeah. We're having fun. We're having fun. This is a Couple of Hoosiers podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Kurtz. And we got some fun stuff to talk about today. Let's get into it. Yeah. But first, let me introduce my guest. Hi there. How you doing? I'm just joking. Fun stuff. Let me go ahead and run that ad. So a Couple of Hoosiers podcasts, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, pretty much anywhere that you get your podcast. We live stream on YouTube, usually every Wednesday and Friday. Today's a little different. We put clips up on TikTok. You can go to the website, coupleofhoosiers.com, and get all your content there. I write blogs for all the episodes. And also, me and my wife have a small little woodworking business called R&M Kurtz Woodworks. You can find us on Facebook. There's a couple of the items that we have done. Go to Facebook, get a hold of us, and we'll see what we can do for you. But yeah, this is my new segment, the second one that I'm doing this week in Clown World. Let me go ahead and play that fun little video. Oh, it's fun. Because this world is becoming a clown world, everything's just getting silly. But yeah, I got some things that I want to talk about. I found an article that was talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and some things that she said recently at a Trump rally, and I think it's silly. I'll let you guys be the determining factor of that. You guys can go ahead and take a listen and see what I got to say. But first. Really weird. You know what? Getting off track. My apologies. The website, I have updated it a little bit. Let me go ahead and go over there and show you guys. The website, coupleofhoosiers.com. I added this neat little search bar up at the top. If you guys haven't been on the website, I got everything on here. You can go to About Us. You know, you got me, Ricky. You got Charlie, and you got Brad. And then you can also get a hold of us from the website, get in touch. Our email is down here. You can send us a message, all that good stuff. The blogs right here. You can take a look at that. All that down here. And videos. I put all the videos up on here, but I do need to add the last 2 episodes. I haven't done that, but whatever. Podcast episodes. This is from the Spotify. You can listen to everything on here. You can also watch our clips, which, again, I need to add the rest of the clips to it. But going back here, for the search bar, you can simply just go in and type in an episode number. Let's go ahead and go with episode 29. Hit search, and it'll take you straight to the blog. Now, I didn't really write a blog for this. I've been contemplating whether or not I'm going to continue writing the blogs. If you want to, go to the website, check out the blog, see if you like it. Tell me if you want me to keep on writing them, and I will do that. Also, our Facebook page. You can go ahead and go to Facebook. Straight from the website. There's a link on there, so you can get to our website, and you can go on here and like and follow us on there, where I'll post everything on there. Get that out of there. But yeah, Yeah, let's get into this first topic that I found. Before we get into the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing, there's been an interesting update with Scooby-Doo. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Velma is finally gay. For real this time. Yeah. Seems weird to me that they want to, that it's so important to them to add gay characters to kid shows. But I don't know. I guess I'm just hateful. Who knows? I just think it's weird. I'll let you guys be the determining factor of that. Check out this video.
And as promised, here are your Scooby snacks.
Jinkies. Then they got this one.
I'm sure that Coco made some brilliant observations in the encounter we just had.
The cute one's right. Esteban, show them my brilliant observations. Black.
And
I
this
think
one.
it's time we pay a visit to our old pal, Coco Diablo. I love that idea! I mean, you know, it's completely logically sound.
I like it too.
Really?
But there's no time to lose.
Because, like, we gotta solve this case.
I don't know it. You guys tell me what you think. I thought it was a little weird when I saw it, but it. Who knows? Maybe I'm just overreacting and just being, how Brad likes to call it, homophobic. But who knows? Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I was talking last episode that the Satanic Temple recently filed a lawsuit with the ACLU on the new abortion law, but the state is filing against it, obviously, because we want the abortion law to pass and go through. But yeah, this news station here had some stuff to say about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
The state is firing back against an ACLU lawsuit claiming the abortion ban violates religious freedom.
The state of Indiana objects to this lawsuit, saying none of the women involved are pregnant, so their rights are not being violated. Our Sierra Putman has been following the twists and turns in this fight over the law. Sierra?
Well, you know, I've been going through these 48 pages all day, and it's confusing, but it boils down to the state saying this law does not violate these women's religious beliefs. But now we just have to wait and see if a judge agrees. Indiana's abortion ban is not currently being enforced, but that's not stopping the ACLU from asking another judge to issue an order pausing the law under religious freedom grounds.
Why request one in this case if the law is not being enforced?
I think if there is another grounds on which an injunction could be obtained, then that would make SB 1 weaker than it already is.
Law professors Jennifer Drobak and Jody Bandera also point out this preliminary injunction isn't permanent.
They got that injunction, and it could be overturned by a subsequent reviewing appellate court.
The plaintiffs in this case are 5 women of different faiths. They argue the abortion ban violates their beliefs, which allow abortion and differ from the law's stance that life begins at fertilization. Last night, the state filed this 48-page response stating the plaintiff's argument is murky, in part because the women are not pregnant, stating the plaintiff's, quote, feelings of anxiety and changes to contraceptive and sexual practices do not amount to substantial burdens on religious exercise. The state also quoted a scientist and called the unborn innocent, which Madera points out is not a scientific conclusion.
My thoughts upon reading the response were that it was very complicated, very emotional in ways that I would not expect of a legal filing, and very fraught with a lot of missed points and misunderstandings.
So now, again, we wait and we see what the judge decides after he takes a look at these different arguments.
So what you went over today is just basically written arguments.
But there's going to be oral arguments. That's scheduled for next Friday. Of course, we're going to be paying attention to that to see what happens with that process. We're also keeping an eye on another lawsuit filed by the ACLU. That one is claiming that this law is unconstitutional.
I just can't win with you.
Two big lawsuits, both a little confusing, and we're going to be tracking both of them for you guys at home.
All right. Thank you, Sierra.
Okay, so yeah, they had that to say. Up here, they say the plaintiffs in the case are women of different faiths. They don't want to say what the faith is that is questioning this. It is the Satanic Temple, because they believe that, they have a religious right to their what they refer to as a satanic abortion ritual that should give a woman a right to abort her baby all the way up to 24 weeks. We'll just have to see how it plays out. I completely disagree with them. I think it's ridiculous, but what do I know? Let's just go ahead and get into the article over here. Boom. So from Daily KOS, Marjorie Taylor Greene did what Marjorie Taylor Greene often does: put Americans at risk. Because, words are dangerous these days and can't be going around doing that. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene waves to the crowd during a Save America rally on October 1st, 2022 in Warren, Michigan. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia got on stage at former President Donald Trump's Save America rally on Saturday and spewed out offensive comment after offensive comment, many of them dangerous when considering the underlying call to action. Okay, so they're going to call this a call to action. I'm not going to mince words with you. I'm not going to mince words with you all, Greene told a Michigan crowd. Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings. It's not Democrats, though, who have both stood in the way of gun reform, in other words, gun control, and frame black and brown people as enemies for demanding that racists not be allowed to hunt them down and kill them. Amazing wording for you guys, Daily KOS. So, Ahmaud Arbery, a black former high school football standout, was accused of breaking into a home under construction when a 3-person mob convicted of hate crimes chased, trapped, and murdered him in South Georgia community. Now, Ahmaud Arbery, it was a terrible thing that happened, but who knows? They convicted the guys that did it. I think they are guilty of it, but the way that they're trying to frame the situation, Ahmaud Arbery, if I'm thinking about this right, was this the... yeah, this is the case. So, yeah, there was videos that came out where he was running out of a construction building, or a building that was under construction, and they were trying to say that he was just jogging, but from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was jogging 20 miles away from where he lived. He was wearing work boots. Seems like a weird way to jog. And then the 3 guys that encountered him, met him with a shotgun, and they had some words, and Ahmaud Arbery jumped towards them, and the gun went off and killed him. Now, I do think that the men are guilty. Do I think that it was some sort of racist killing like they're trying to frame it? No. I still think the men were in the wrong, but take it as you will. Another white man was accused of intentionally targeting a grocery store in a majority black community, then killing 10 people at that store in Buffalo, New York. Now, that was I didn't see the video of the guy, but apparently he was like live streaming while he was doing it. The guy was completely crazy. Yeah, yeah, that was a messed up situation. I don't know what to say about it. It was a horrible thing that happened, but what I'm trying to get at here, the examples that they're trying to put out are that because what Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to say is that Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings. That's what she said. And then they go and list these two. Now, I don't know if what they're trying to say is that Republicans are killing Democrats. I don't know how they know whether these people are Democrats. If they're assuming because they're black, they're Democrats. Kind of seems a little...
That's racist!
If you ask me, but what do I know? So their names were Roberta A. Drury, Margus D. Morrison, Andre McNeil. If I'm mispronouncing the names, I'm horrible with names. It's nothing personal, but Aaron Salter. Oh, that one's Geraldine Talley, Celestine Chaney, Hayward Patterson, Catherine Massey, Pearl Young, and Ruth Whitfield. It's horrible that all those people had to die that way. I absolutely hate that situation. It wasn't good, but what I'm trying to say is Marjorie Taylor Greene, we're going to get into it, but she had a valid point that she was saying. And with them putting these two situations up, this isn't really because of their political leanings why they were killed. But we'll get into it. So Greene didn't mention any of them in her list of those slain because of their differences. The only difference was they weren't killed for being Republicans. But let's get into it. She listed only white Republican victims. One was 18-year-old. Oh, that's a name. Kaylor Ellingson. Maybe. Who knows? Who was hit and killed in North Dakota when another man accused of driving while intoxicated got into a political argument with Ellingson. Next in Greene's speech was 84-year-old Right to Life volunteer Joan Jacobson, who was shot while canvassing on September 20th in Michigan. On the point that killing people for their beliefs is wrong, there is no debate. Using isolated incidents, however, to assert a wild accusation as facts should be beneath any sitting member of Congress. No, what she's saying is that those two people, I believe the woman, Joan Jacobson, I don't think she died. I got an article. I'll get to that in a minute, but she was doing a pro-life thing. She was going door to door, trying to get people to vote against a bill that Democrats were passing, and she was shot. The other guy, the 18-year-old kid, was hit by a car by a man who was upset that he was a Republican and claimed that he was in some extremist group. But ooh, that's hot. But here, let's take a look at this. So the woman first, or no, that's not it. No. Okay. Oh, where is it? Okay, so I don't have the article with the woman, but I do have this for the kid that was hit by the car from Fox News. Shannon Brandt charged with murder and death of Kaylor Ellingson, who was allegedly ran over by SUV. So Brandt, 41, was initially arrested after police say he fatally hit Ellingson with an SUV during the early morning. Yeah, I'm trying. I got a bit of a headache. Leave me alone. Oh, so fatally hit Ellingson with an SUV during the early morning hours of September 18th after a street dance that took place at a local bar in McHenry, North Dakota. Court documents state that Brandt initially fled the scene and told a 911 operator that Ellingson was part of a Republican extremist group, adding that the teenager was calling on others to come get him. He was released from jail September 20th after posting a $50,000 bond, and while he was not placed on house arrest or curfew, he could not leave North Dakota or drink. So, yeah. Ellingson was taken to a local hospital after the incident, but later died. So this is the guy right here that ran him over, and this was the kid that died. North Dakota Highway Patrol Captain Brian Nywind, that's a name, told Fox News Digital that there was no evidence suggesting that the teenager was part of a Republican extremist group or that the incident involved politics. Foster County State's Attorney Kara Brinster announced Friday that Brandt is being charged with murder in addition to duty in an accident involving death. Brinster said that the charge of criminal vehicular homicide has been dismissed because of the new murder charge. Brandt turned himself in on Friday at the Stutzman County Corrections Center. The new charges are the result of an investigation by the North Dakota Highway Patrol, Foster County Sheriff's Department, and the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation. The probable cause affidavit for the new charges states that Brandt asked 911 operator if he was going to prison. I just want to ask you a question. Am I going to prison? Brandt asked the 911 operator, according to the document. During the 911 call, Brandt made comments regarding the incident being intentional and not an accident. So he admitted that it was admitted that he did it. Okay, so according to the affidavit, when 911 operator asked, he wouldn't let your vehicle go, then what happened? And Brandt responded, yes, I just tried to take off and he wasn't going to let me go. I hit him. I didn't mean to, and he's subdued. I was scared to death, but he's subdued. He can't do anything to me now, so this is why I'm calling you. I mean, I almost just run away, but I thought, geez, obviously if it was a total accident, I wouldn't be scared, but I know it was more than that, according to the affidavit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you guys get the gist of everything. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely horrible, but this is what Marjorie Taylor Greene was trying to get at. Like, the two people that she mentioned in her speech, it was simply because they were attacked. The kid was killed because of their political beliefs and what they were doing at the current time. The people that this article tries to mention, it wasn't because of any political affiliation that they had that they died. They're all tragic incidents, but one that Marjorie Taylor Greene is mentioning is simply because of their political affiliations. Okay. Let's get into it. Very little is beneath Greene. Yeah, they don't like her. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she's one of the better Congress people that are in there. There was an incident that I remember. She made it law that all the Congress people had to be present and cast their vote for bills that were going through. She was saying that, like, pretty much what was happening is whoever was, like, reading off the bill would say all in favor, and, like, a few people would, like, raise their hand and say, yeah. All not in favor, yeah. And then they would just either pass it or not pass it. And she said that it was just completely reckless. And, like, so she got this voter roll call installed where, like, the votes had to be recorded. so people would know who their representatives, what they were voting for, and if they were voting for something, which I think is a great idea. I mean, they get paid from our tax dollars to be voting on these bills. I want to make sure that they're actually voting on the bills and not just sitting there or not even present and letting bills pass. And so, yeah. Just my little feelings on the situation. But the article goes on to say, very little is beneath Greene. She went on to equate allegations of murder with President Joe Biden's leadership. Joe Biden has declared every freedom-loving American an enemy of the state, she said. But under Republicans, we will take back our country from the communists who have stolen it and want us to disappear. Now, you guys can go to the YouTube channel and you guys can search through my clips. I actually do have a, granted, the clip was edited, but it gives like a general gist of what Joe Biden was saying under a speech. I mean, I'm sure you, if you guys have been paying attention, it was this weird speech that he was trying to make about unity. The background was all red. It looked really evil. But what do I know? Okay, so here's a little clip of what she was saying.
We're all targets now, though, for daring to push back against the regime, and it doesn't stop at a weaponized legal system. I'm not going to mince words with you all. Democrats want Republicans dead, and they've already started the killings. An 18-year-old boy was run down by a Democrat driver who confessed to killing the teenager simply because he was a Republican.
Yeah, boo.
Even right here in Michigan, just last week, an 83-year-old woman was shot in the back for advocating for the unborn. Yep. Joe Biden has declared every freedom-loving American an enemy of the state. But under Republicans, we will take back our country from the communists who have stolen it and want us to disappear. We will expose the unelected bureaucrats, the real enemies within, who have abused their power and declared political warfare on the greatest president this country has ever had.
So that's what she said. Now, she's very bold. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind, and that's what I appreciate about her. I wish there were more people that were like her that weren't afraid to say what they thought. I mean, we got too many people nowadays that like go through what they're like, think about what they're going to say, and they're like, oh, is that going to offend somebody? I don't know. But no, I mean, she's completely right. I mean, the speech that she was referring to from Joe Biden was where he was like, oh, MAGA Republicans, democracy, they're a threat to democracy. He kept on just going over and over and saying that we were like the cause of all the problems. It was very divisive, but who knows? Who knows? Let's get back into this article. Okay, so this was funny. So Greene nominated Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, for those of you who don't know who Kyle Rittenhouse, he was a 17-year-old who back in 2020, when Black Lives Matter was going through pretty much every single major city in America and burning, looting, rioting, all that stuff. He went to one of these towns where he had family members living there. His dad lived there. He had friends there. He had other family members there. And he simply wanted to protect stores. Well, he wound up getting chased down by a bunch of rioters, and he shot two of them, and they died, and then one who was injured in the arm, but we'll get into it. So Greene nominated Kyle Rittenhouse for a congressional gold medal after he shot and killed two men and wounded a third person, meeting protesters with a semi-automatic rifle in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Greene's interpretation was that Rittenhouse protected the community of Kenosha, Wisconsin during a Black Lives Matter riot on August 25th, 2020. Now, let's see. Let's keep on reading. Let's see if they they mention it. So those protesters were demanding justice after Rustin Shesky, a white Kenosha cop, fired into the back of Jacob Blake, a black security guard, 7 times, paralyzing him. When protesters took to the streets for Blake, they were met with threats from armed men, including Rittenhouse, who flew from Antioch, Illinois, to respond to an alleged malicious call to protect local business. Okay, he didn't fly there. I could get this wrong. It's been a while since I've talked about it or thought about it, but I believe his mother dropped him off there at his father's, or he caught a ride with one of his friends. I don't know, but I got a map over here just to give you an idea of how I know that he did not fly there. So, Antioch, Illinois, where he lives, Kenosha, Wisconsin. It is a 32-minute drive. You're telling me that he flew? Yeah, because the big thing that they kept on trying to say was that here, let me switch to me real quick. The big thing that they were trying to say was that he crossed state lines, and well, yes, that is true. What they failed to tell people is that it was a half an hour away. Like it wasn't like he went from Texas all the way to New York or something like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That Kyle Rittenhouse actually was found not guilty on all charges, which is good because he was clearly in his rights defending himself. But let's keep on going. Oh, and Jacob Blake, the guy who was shot, let's see here. Let's see if they have this might have video. Is this a video of what happened? Is it going to load? I don't know, but apparently he was at former girlfriend's house or something like that. Well, it looks like you better start flying towards that. I'm driving. Funny. Okay, so they don't have the video, which I can understand why they wouldn't, because it would completely destroy their narrative. So Jacob Blake went to this woman's house. I can't remember if it was his girlfriend or the mother of his children or whatever, but he had a restraining order there because he was some sort of threat to her. I can't remember the whole story, but she did have I just forgot the word a restraining order. She had a restraining order on him that he wasn't supposed to be near her, and he still went over there. She called the police. They were trying to get him to leave. The video, I believe he had a knife in his hand, and they were trying to tell him to stop moving, stop this. And then he started getting to his car, and then the cop shot him. Now, he didn't die, but yes, he is paralyzed. But, I mean, in that situation, the cop's only reaction is, oh, you're reaching into the car. What are you grabbing? I mean, still, like I've said on this podcast plenty of times, I don't like it when cops shoot people. I don't want to see that, but I mean, there's a certain way that you have to act. I mean, cops are people too. They got families. They want to go home to them. So if you're making it seem like you're creating a threat to the cop has every right to make sure that his life is protected. And the way that they're trying to say that those protesters, okay, so the protesters, let's just call them rioters for the sake of it, were rioting in Kenosha for 2 nights before Kyle Rittenhouse went to the city to defend the city. They were burning it down. They were burning stores down. They were lighting dumpsters on fire. So it was a mess, and the cops weren't doing anything about it. So there was a bunch of people who said, okay, we're going to stand guard and make sure that these businesses don't get looted, these businesses don't get robbed, these businesses don't get burnt to the ground. That's all he did. And then he got chased down by a bunch of guys, and yeah. Okay, so we appreciate you guys. We really do. An officer could be seen telling Rittenhouse and others at the protest. This was about 15 minutes before the gunfire, after which Rittenhouse followed with a publicity tour. Through serenaded with a Proud Boys anthem, though acquitted of guilt, though spotlighted by Green and other Republicans, Rittenhouse is no hero. He is a living, breathing example of just how dangerous the Republican Party is when following the leadership of those like Green. So, over here, we got this article from USA Today. Kyle House prohibited from association with supremacists under modified bail conditions. So I'm not going to get into this article. I just thought it was hilarious. They have this picture right here where he's supposedly hanging out with these guys, and they're flashing the OK symbol, which apparently is the gang sign of white supremacist. Here, let's go over here. I actually have a picture, but I got to figure out which one it is. I don't remember. This one right here. Yeah, I clicked on the right one. So yeah. This was actually a hoax. I believe it was from 4chan. They started going on 4chan, which is a forum site where a bunch of people write and all that stuff, and they got a bunch of people thinking that holding up the OK sign was for white power, because you could see the W right there and the P. But I mean, look at all of these white supremacists that are doing that. Has the simple thumb and forefinger OK hand gesture become a common white supremacist hand sign? Not quite, but has become a popular gesture used by people across several segments of the right and far right, including some actual white supremacists, who generally use it to trigger reactions or what they would describe as trolling the libs. So, yeah, I think it's absolutely hilarious that they think that the OK sign is a symbol of white supremacy. It's like actual legitimate news sources, like supposed legitimate news sources like USA Today and all that, they show stuff like this where people are flashing the OK symbol and it's supposed to be racist. I don't know. It's weird. But here we go. We got this from them. Accused murderer Kyle Rittenhouse apparently allowed white supremacist publicity tour. Okay, a white supremacist accused of double murder in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was allowed to remain free after continuing what seemed like a white supremacist promotional tour earlier this month. Kyle Rittenhouse, 18, was serenaded with an anthem from the white supremacist hate group Proud Boys. You know, that white supremacy group that was led by a Puerto Rican. I believe he was Puerto Rican. I don't know. Enrique something. I can't remember his name. I don't care. Just I'm to the point where like it's like almost anything that the media says anymore, I almost have to look at it as it's obviously not true, because they just lie and fabricate so much stuff. It gets mind numbing sometimes. Oh, okay. I'm not going to read this post, but I do want to get into some videos that I have. But before I do that, go ahead and make sure you make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and hit that bell notification button so you get notified every single time we do anything. And if you like the podcast and you like what we're doing, the biggest way that you can contribute to the website or to the podcast is simply liking, leaving a comment in the comment section, and sharing the podcast. Let people hear about us. It's the best way that you can help out from us. I don't expect people to give me money. Don't give me money. Just share the podcast. Get it out there. Get us some views. Get us people watching. Tell us what you think of the podcast. I like that. Real quick, I got some memes that I made for the podcast. I will be posting these to the website, so if you guys like them and you guys want to share them around, you guys can go ahead and do that. What can I do to help? Check out a couple of Hoosiers podcast. Oh, it's funny. Hey, go subscribe to a couple of Hoosiers podcast. Oh, I'm a silly guy. Don't be a zombie. Listen to a couple of Hoosiers podcast. Good stuff, good stuff. But let's go ahead and I believe I have these videos here. Yeah, simply walking down the street and they're having people harass them and all that. Here's another one. Walking through all these protesters. Oh, and just slapping her. Yeah, you guys are tough in a big old crowd of a bunch of people. And then we got this video. Wow, these people seem so tolerant. At least they all have their mask on. You know, they're being courteous to everyone around wearing their little masks. Yep, trying to steal their flags. Big thing they like to do. Yep, punching her. Oh, such a lovely crowd of people.
You didn't deserve to stack the streets of DC, but they let you anyways. And Mayor Bowser don't do shit anyways.
I apologize for the language in these videos, but it's just to paint a picture of like what's actually been going on in our country. Oh, and there's more. I got 3 more videos. Bear with me.
This is my city, buddy. I can't get in this city. I live here.
Pouring stuff on him, throwing stuff at him.
Hey, hey.
sounds familiar. I believe that's the same woman from the last video that was screaming. Such a lovely woman. Super spreader. Put your mask on.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Unfortunately, I got 2 more videos. Let's keep on going. I don't know what the situation is here, but apparently the police were not letting them go this way, so instead they wanted them to go through the crowd of people. So I don't know. You can draw your own conclusion on that. Everybody's swarming them. Hey, it's that lady again. I think I just now noticed this, but I think all these videos that I gathered was pretty much from the same event.
Just please, we're not giving any truck. We're not giving anything. Watch your back. Hey, fuck that.
Yeah, where are the cops? You know, just... This is what they let happen in their cities. They let this happen. They let people act like this.
Ass kicked to get stupid and find out.
And this one. This was in front of the White House. May 29th, 2020. Trump actually had to evacuate from the White House because it was getting so crazy outside of the White House. Just... Yeah, like and subscribe. Just... And there's plenty more videos. Those were just the few that I grabbed. I didn't want to keep on going through a bunch of videos, but I mean, go online. You can find them. Oh, well, it's a little too late for that. If the videos were too loud and you guys couldn't hear me, pretty much I was saying, like the one video where the cops made them just go through the crowd of people instead of going the other way. I mean, I don't know why they were doing that. I couldn't hear what the officers were saying, but, I mean, literally, cops let this happen in their cities. They weren't doing anything about it. They were... It was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life, but who knows? I guess it gives me a headache. I have a headache. But they're all lovely people. I mean, you could obviously tell. I mean, they're definitely the people that I want to hang around with. I mean, but no, go ahead and show me one MAGA rally or Trump rally or Republican rally where anything like this was happening. The only thing that they're able to point to is January 6th, which I will agree that was a stupid day, and all the people that were rioting that day were stupid, and they shouldn't have been doing that. But a large majority of the people that were there just to protest because they had feelings about the election that I won't get into, YouTube. Don't look at me. Don't look at me like that. Oh, here, let's look at another situation. I was talking with Brad earlier about this earlier in the week. But there was a place in Seattle during 2020 called, what did they call it? They called it Chaz Chop. I can't remember what, but pretty much it was this large area of the city that they had blocked off, and they had claimed it was their territory. And I think they were there for like a little over a week. I want to say it was like 10 days, maybe longer. I don't know, but they were there. Cops weren't allowed in. They took control of the whole city. Let me see. It might be this image. Oh no, this is one of the wonderful people that was chasing Kyle Rittenhouse. I forgot that I had this picture, but he says, "I was shot point blank and now missing 90% of my bicep. I'm in constant pain, like excruciating pain that just doesn't go away, both in my arm and in my heart. Gage Grosskreutz. I don't know, but they said they put on here second place finalist Kenosha Quick Draw Competition 2020. Because if you don't know about the situation, he pulled a gun on Kyle Rittenhouse, and Kyle Rittenhouse shot him in the arm. He's lucky he didn't get shot in the chest. But, you know, they were trying to paint him as the victim and Kyle Rittenhouse the villain. I mean, if you guys actually go back and look at the Kyle Rittenhouse incident, or maybe you even know about it, like, obviously Kyle was in the right. I mean, he had the right to defend himself. They had no right to chase him down, and they were trying to kill them. And all three of the guys that he shot, this guy included, this Gage Grosskreutz, however you say his last name, they were all sex offenders. One of the guys that he killed was a pedophile. Amazing how the only three people that he shot were all sex offenders. Weird. But here, let's take a look at Chaz Chop. All these wonderful people. Oh, those first two people.
I do rely on my mom for a lot of things.
Beta! Oh, that's nice. They had a Ben & Jerry's truck. How cool. Isn't that capitalism? I don't know. This space is now property of the Seattle people. And that right there was the police precinct that they took over. Oh, doesn't that look like the place that you want to live? If this is what socialism/communism is going to look like, I absolutely do not want it. Oh, lovely people. Oh, boy. Oh, hey, they got a nice little garden, and they're wearing their masks to protect people. Oh, those beautiful, brave souls. Oh, look at that guy. West Side. Oh, you guys are hardcore. No, it's just going back through. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Chaz Chop, it was another incident where I'm like, why did they let this happen? Like, they were able to take over like I can't remember how many blocks it was. I want to say it was like 4 or 6 blocks that they like took control over and said this is now our territory and it's an autonomous zone. The government has no right to come in, and the government just let it happen. But a lot of interesting stuff that doesn't get talked about enough. Does not get talked about enough. But you know what? Go ahead and paint us as extremists. Even call us conspiracy theorists if you want. Go for it. I don't care. I don't think I have anything else. I'm going to run this ad again. A couple of Hoosiers podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We're on YouTube, Rumble. We got clips on TikTok, unless they delete my account because they find me offensive for some reason. Or a couple of Hoosiers.com. Go straight to the website and you can get everything there. R&M Kurtz Woodworks, me and my wife's woodworking business. You can find us on Facebook. Look us up. You can see some of our products that we've done. Get a hold of us if you want to talk to us about doing anything for you. We would be happy to. Yeah, like I said, I got a headache, but I still wanted to get this information out and talk about it a little bit. I'm going over about an hour now. Yeah, that'll be fine. You guys take it easy. Have a good night, good day, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this, watching this. Hope you guys are doing good.